Hey there. I wanted to bring today's episode to the podcast talking about triggers during the holiday season. This is day number 4 in our holiday series, and we are digging into triggers. So even if you're not feeling triggered, or if you are feeling triggered by every last thing that you see, during the holiday season, be it friends, family, children, all the things that may be heightened during this time as we kind of reemerge and start to gather again. How do we navigate this time on our own terms so then we can do what feels best for us as we're on the fertility journey? So excited for you to listen to today's episode. Hey there, I'm Sarah Clark, founder of Fab Fertile and your host. I believe the functional approach is the first step for anyone struggling with infertility, and my aim is to help you get pregnant naturally. Today, we're digging into holiday triggers in day number 4 of our holiday series. This episode is for you if you don't feel triggered, but you want to approach the holiday season on your own terms. So you're looking for some tips to help you navigate this time of year. You feel triggered by friends and family during the holidays, and you want to know how to deal with these emotions so you can improve pregnancy success and really help reduce your stress. You're thinking of an IVF, but the thought of this really fills you with apprehension and stress, and you're just feeling triggered all over in general. But you really want to get pregnant naturally, and how do you reduce your stress so you can optimize health and have a healthy pregnancy? And I'm so thankful that you're here. Thanks so much for listening. And if you know someone else who is on the fertility journey, please share this podcast with them. Okay, so today we are dealing with triggers. So obviously on the fertility journey, there can be a lot of triggers that we may be presented with because there are children and families all around us. And so, and as we potentially emerge out this holiday season to be with more friends and family, to gather more, we may be presented with some of these triggers. So first of all, feeling this is completely normal. So to judge yourself there, kind of if you're feeling jealous, envious, triggered, ticked off, if someone said something, these feelings are completely normal. So don't judge yourself. And even the family dynamics that we come from, people think that, it's only their family that's bananas, or that, everyone else has this perfect family. I remember growing up and I'm like, does everybody else like us as family, like yelling and screaming and throwing stuff? And I'm like, even though, I had a great childhood and all that, but there was, my brother and my dad were constantly fighting. And every Christmas, my brother would take my dad's Christmas gift and throw it out in the front lawn and break it and then bury it. And they wouldn't talk. There'd be some argument. So it was just like, and then this was always funny. My dad would always try to get my mom these different Christmas gifts. And every year, like he got her, got her all kinds of different things, from a full, like when we were like 10, he got her a whole lingerie set that he got for her. And she would like unwrap. I remember her like unwrapping every little teeny little item of this, from like garters to all these different things. And I was like, what is this stuff? And she would always get the gift and say, thank you. And then he would have to take it back because she's like, I don't want it. One year he got her a whole, like a photography set camera with every last thing for the camera. And so for years, this went on where he would get her these outlandish gifts. I have to say, I guess lingerie is a little, I don't know if that's outlandish, but gifts, and she would just always take them back. So that was like an interesting kind of thing around the Christmas holidays. And then we would go and see, extended family for Christmas, and you could tell that they were having their own struggles. So they'd come to the table and we'd gather, and maybe something had been going on in their house. And so everybody kind of like, the tension was there was a lot of tension. And so this can be, and you think it's just you that are, dealing with issues in your family, but everyone has got something that I guess this illusion of this perfect Hallmark Christmas is illusion. Maybe that's why we like those Hallmark Christmas movies. I don't know. I don't really like them, but I like, we always watch, our favorite Christmas movie is we watch Elf, and then Christmas Vacation. So having some of your own traditions. So let's just talk about some of the things that could be triggering for you, and kind of what to deal with, how to deal with it. So party invitations. You might be, maybe you're getting invited to some parties. Maybe there's ones that have a lot of children and you just really just don't want to go to that. So not to feel guilty about that. But maybe you want to go, you want to leave, you want to arrive late, leave early. Acknowledge the feelings that you're having. So party invitations, kind of look to yourself and go, will this serve me? Do I need to go? Obviously there's excuses you can use quite easily now with, using the one around, you don't want to go because of, you don't want to get sick. So you could potentially use that one, but you don't even need to have an excuse. It's like you look at the party invitation, it doesn't serve you, and then you decide not to go. Setting boundaries for yourself. So family and friends. So see if you can spend time with couples that don't have children. So it doesn't need to be that you're around everyone that has children all the time. Or maybe if you're dealing with secondary infertility, even seeing a full, like a family of 2 or more children, that can be very triggering too, right? So being aware of how you're feeling on that side of things. Again, that come late and leave early side of things. You don't need to spend long periods of time. And then you could also host a party, so then that keeps you busy. And the fact that, as a couple, you already are a family. It's not the children make a family. You with your partner is a family. So what are some traditions that you could have, like start with the 2 of you, or, not necessarily start, but just continue on? That can help too. So the friends and family piece, with the children, see if that, and maybe that's not a trigger for you. Maybe you enjoy spending time with children and that makes you happy. So see what feels right for you. And if these emotions come up, know that's completely normal, and know that you don't need to attend to everything. And this is about setting boundaries. And so spend time doing things you like during the holiday season. Is it taking that vacation? Maybe you can get away and go on vacation right now. Maybe that's going to feel right for you. For what are some new traditions that you could start for you and your partner? Is it like a movie that you guys are going to watch together as a tradition? Is it, whatever it may be, from gathering with people to going to either like a church or a synagogue or a mosque. Definitely check back on our series we did with faith and fertility. That would be interesting as well, because sometimes going to those places can be triggering, but then what we need maybe is connection, and that can really help us during this time. So see what you do. Do you withdraw? Do you withdraw from connection? And maybe in this time is when you need it the most. And so, and it may not be going to those places, but where else can you get that connection? Is with you and your partner, is that going to help? Do you need support? And the next one is to prepare an answer for when the question comes along, when are you having kids? That innocuous question where it's kind of like people use it as, how's the weather? When are you having kids? They think they can just, have free reign to ask this. And it really is educating people around you, because people don't know when someone asks you that question, like they don't need to know your whole journey and the loss and grief and frustration and heartbreak that you have been through, and you can decide who you want to tell. And so you can gauge if it's merely like, a passing remark, and you could just say, we're busy trying. Or if it's someone that you trust, then you can give them a few more details, but, don't feel pressure to share if you don't want to. And know when you hear that phrase, when are you having kids? Like it could press your buttons, and you just want maybe like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? What is this person saying? Like this, how insensitive of them to say that. And so it's to take a deep breath, recognize that, okay, this has got nothing to do with you. They don't know what you're going through, and how painful that question is, or may or may not be for you. And so to refer back to your prepared response, and to really see, what feels right for you in that situation. It is to actually think about what you want to say. Otherwise, it could be like you going off on someone, or typically what it is we don't say anything. Then we feel guilty, we feel shame, and then we feel just like this seething anger, which is not going to help us. So again, tell a few people, decide if you're going to be, who you want to go into depth with, who you don't want to, and really set some boundaries around that, and, have a response prepared. Spend some time with your partner. So maybe again, like sitting around the holiday table and the holiday times with a lot of children is not how you want to spend your time. And know that's okay. You don't need, if that for you does not bring you joy, the arrive late, leave early. Is it time to make your own traditions? Is it time for a vacation? Do you need to spend days and days with your family, your extended family? How do you look at this differently? What is going to serve you during this holiday time? And then, you could say, but then you might be met with some remarks such as, you're being selfish. And that's to recognize that that's okay. It's be able to set boundaries. It's, self-care is not selfish. We heard that buzzword about that, but it can be tough in the beginning as you start to ask for what you want. And the more, because people are like, no one's listening to me. Well, that's because you haven't set strong enough boundaries, because they'll listen when you tell them what you want to do. They may not like it, because it's not, they want you to do what they want you to do, but to be able to say, this is what I need right now, and this is why. And the more you flex that, that muscle and setting boundaries, the stronger it becomes. And then you can also consider, volunteering time. So, doing things for others is proven to increase happiness levels. So this is from positive psychology, that can help improve life satisfaction and greater fulfillment. So, is it volunteering? Is it something that, takes you out of yourself? So then you can, get back to the gratitude piece. And, the gratitude piece is the foundation of all of this, where you find yourself in the comparison, in the, the impatience, in the worry, in the, in the frustration and the sadness, and then going back to gratitude. And whatever that practice may be, if it's a meditation piece or just each day doing a gratitude practice, can really start to have you reflect on things in a different way. And that can give you some ease around this time, right? And to know that the holiday time when you're on the fertility journey can be hard. That's why it's important to ask for support. And many times we feel like we're all alone in this. Like we may be the only person in our family that is on the fertility journey. Everyone else may already have children. Maybe we hear all the time where, my sister's got, 3 kids, and this person is still trying for their first. And it can be very isolating, potentially lonely, and to know that you're not alone, and these feelings are completely normal. And how do you then recognize these emotions and ask for support, right? And so honor your feelings, allow yourself to feel sad, depressed, angry. The more we push it down saying, oh, we're fine. Like many times people say, I'm not stressed. That was me, as everyone around me was having babies. Having pregnancy announcements all the time. I was like, I'm fine, I'm good, I got a plan. And so like the mental emotional stress around the holiday season can be a lot, especially with the family dynamic and things that you may be going through. So, to reach out for help is key. So over the last 3 days, this is day number 4 of our holiday series. I've talked about some areas that you can do to help improve your chances of pregnancy success for 2022, looking for you to have a plan. So I work with, type A, action-oriented people. And so the plan is key. And then we look at those mind, body, spirit side of things. And many times the type A action-oriented person doesn't want to look at the triggers or the stress, the mental, emotional side of this. And this is equally as important with us identifying those biochemical issues, like we talked about in day number 3 with, is there blood sugar? Is there thyroid issues? Is there gut infection? Is there food sensitivities? Why is this not working? And so, with our Fab Fertile method, it's literally, it's using the testing, which is only the beginning, And then the testing helps us develop a roadmap using blood chemistry along the way to check hormone levels. And we're not diagnosing, we're educating, using the testing again, if we want to bring in a little bit more testing throughout the program. But really, it's the foundational diet and lifestyle changes, identifying stressors, and actually, asking for help and really digging into these stressors is the key to help people, conceive. And all of this is really to how do we reduce inflammation in their body and get you into that receiving, calming, calm, peaceful, relaxed state when we might feel right now like super stressed, shoulders to the ears, and kind of, worrying and doubting that this will work. So that, like, the hope piece is key to know that, even if you've been told that donor eggs are your only option, if you haven't dug deep into the, the mind, body, spirit side of things with the testing and with someone to, to help you get out of your own way, this is going to help you increase your chances of pregnancy success. We work with people that have been told that donor eggs are their only option and they get pregnant naturally, or they go to IVF and get pregnant with their own eggs. So if it happened for someone else, it can happen for you. So I'm excited for you to invite you to a Supercharge Your Fertility discovery call. All you need to do is go to fabfertile.com, click on apply here, and we'll come up with a plan specifically designed for you. There is an application fee. This fee is then applied to as a credit to the program. So this call is for you and your partner. Go to fabfertile.com. That's fabfertile.com, and click on the apply button, and we'll come up with a plan for you so you can improve your chances of pregnancy success in 2022. Excited to speak with you. Take care.